So series decider, great chance for India to win the very important series against Ireland. 2-0. It was a close game last time around. India winning by just two runs. But I wonder why they were hell-bent on committing harakiri, where they were cruising with no wickets lost, well ahead of the Duckworth Lewis, yet decided, no, we should do something to ensure it's a close game, and lost 2 quick wickets and then just won by a short margin of 2 runs.
Sanju Samson did an MS Dhoni, scored the winning run, which was a lucky run. As
Bishnoi said, he was the hero or something.
He was. It was the luckiest run scored, because had he not scored that run, maybe India would have lost.
Bishnoi won because of that.
Yes.
Sanju भैया के रन की वजह से जीते हैं वो मैच.
Yep. And oh boy, Paul Sterling has won the toss and he might bowl.
Yeah.
Because there is no rain threat today.
So look even it's nice and sunny over there too.
So let's see. I think he might bowl and put India under pressure, because yesterday, day before yesterday, we looked at it. The Ireland paces really ramped it up, especially Craig Young. And if you look at it, was the opening
Adair, if I'm not wrong.
Adair, Adair hurt.
When he was actually landing his lines and lengths properly, he was troubling. Otherwise, he was short and wide.
Yes. Opted to bowl. Adair and Craig Young, be very, very careful of them. So,
and of course, Josh Little.
Yep. And Pawan, I will need my phone because the team could be announced. So that once again.
I thought because you were expecting a phone call.
No, that is gone. Now I will. In the worst of times also I get.
So here is the Indian team.
Yep.
It is exactly the same as last time around. No changes to the Indian team that played the first T20I. So your openers are going to be Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Yep.
Then you had Tilak Varma at number 3. He'll continue to be at number 3. And then you will have Sanju Samson at 4. Followed by Shivam Dubey and Rinku Singh. Then you have Washington Sundar, Prasidh Krishna, Arshdeep Singh, Ravi Bishnoi and Jasprit Bumrah. So that rounds up your 11.
And even Paul Sterling has confirmed they're playing the same team. No changes whatsoever on either side.
The good thing though is that now that the toss is done, Ireland has decided to bowl, which means you will definitely get to see a full Indian batting on display. Even though last time around there was rain, but in case there was no rain around, the chance of seeing a full-fledged Indian batting may not have been there, because Ireland, while they covered up at the end, but still seemed like a below par total. India lucky because of Duckworth Lewis, remember. It was a shortened game, but if it goes a full distance of 20 overs, you would have wanted India to bat first, because apart from Jasprit Bumrah, Prasidh Krishna, which you'll anyway get to see in the second half, you really want to see the Indian batters get to bat the 50 overs, so you can really gauge where they are. It's also an important game because tomorrow is the announcement of the Indian Asia Cup squad. So it's that one last opportunity for Jasprit Bumrah to prove his fitness, though he's going to be there definitely without any doubt.
Even Prasidh Krishna.
Yeah, Jasprit Bumrah, Prasidh Krishna. There are many more, not just 2. There are many more, because we made a video on Sports Today on the likely 17. So there are going to be a lot of players who are ranked outsiders, who we know will not probably make the 17, but could be up for debate if you are looking at some backup to backups. So we discussed the names of a Washington Sundar.
Yes.
We discussed the name of even a Ruturaj Gaikwad, even a Yashasvi Jaiswal, even a Tilak Varma. So that makes it a total of 6 players, 4 of whom will find it very tough to make it to that 17-member squad. But for the sake of argument, for the sake of discussion, when you're looking at the balance, and because you're selecting a 17-member squad for the Asia Cup, all of those names could be spoken of, and so which is why it's going to be an important game for all 6 of those members.
Yep, and out of that I think some impressed. For example, Ruturaj looked good in a short stay. Yashasvi, there he'll have to have a bit of experience as to situational awareness. No need of that shot when you are cruising.
Yeah.
Tilak, unlucky.
But you know what I like about him? I agree that at that stage when he got out, there are going to be talk about, could he have batted a bit more sensibly, because losing a wicket, completely changes the Duckworth lower. But what I liked in that was that, what have you been wanting to do to your T20 team? You've been saying that, listen, they are just playing one way. Here's a guy who's played Test cricket, but played Test cricket the Test cricket way, and now plays the shortest format, and is playing the shortest format the way the shortest format is to be played, without really bothering about how many runs he scores, what he does.
Yeah.
He kept attacking.
I could have understood if it was a 200 plus match, then fine, go for your soul. But this was a 140 game.
Still,
No, but
no
it's
problem.
still okay. You can't, ask someone to bat aggressively and then be complaining when they lose their wicket, because that is something that's going to happen, you see.
Yeah, you were a big fan of baseball.
You can't.
Am I a big fan of baseball? I'm not. I'm a fan of situational aggression.
No,
There is no such thing.
There can be a thing.
No.
If you can invent something called baseball, which many players in the past have been doing but haven't marketed it well, I'm sure there's something called situational awareness.
There is a difference though with baseball and what rest of them. I agree with you. Many teams have done it.
Yeah.
Just that those teams would play based on certain situations or style or. But what
Steve was Australia.
Yeah. But what England has done is like they've taken it to another level. I'm not saying it's necessarily a good level, but what I'm saying is they've taken it to another level, as in they're hell bent by hook or by crook or by whatever the situation. They're hell bent on playing that way.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, whether that ends up in a loss or win, doesn't matter.
They're going to.
They've been bullheaded about it.
Yeah.
Again, as I said, some days it'll work, some days
It
it
won't,
we're
yeah.
bullheaded about it, that we'll go that way. You could be a fan of it, you could be a critic of it, and there's nothing to suggest that either one of them is right. But at least they've done that which other teams did not. But aggressive cricket, yes, there were many teams who played aggressive Test cricket.
Exactly.
Just that they were not bullheaded about it. They were not like, this is it, we're going to do it, come what may.
Yeah, they didn't have a media circus to give that a particular term that way.
But
because
tell me, wouldn't there have been a media circus if a team was hell bent on doing it?
Yeah.
Let's say if India did it.
no, but then it would go to the other end of the spectrum then. In negativity, as far as we are saying, because they will then say, oh, you have to be cautious in a particular situation. You can't go aggressive bang right from the very first go. Because see, Sehwag, 7 out of 10 times his formula would work. 3 times it would let him down. And it would let him down at crucial times. I mean, you see the 2011 World Cup also. He would go bang, but then he would throw it all away.
No, but see, throwing it all away is also subjective. As I say, we were having this discussion before. I said you can only learn to rein in your aggression if you've taught yourself how to be constantly aggressive. So I had no problem with Jaiswal playing that shot. It's fine. Go for your shot. It's the power play. You have to look to score.
I'm only saying it because see, we may have won the game. We won the game. That's why not much of a question's been asked about it. But what if you had lost that game?
No, I
That'd
agree
still
with
be fine.
you, but see, again, I go back to the entire series, and now we can't have different standards. I know that there was a lot of criticism for the Indian team when they barely won the ODI series against West Indies and then lost the T20I series. Quite frankly, and this is the opinion at least I shared, and I remember most of you shared that, is that while a lot of people were upset with the fact that why did India lose to the West Indies, I frankly didn't care. It doesn't matter whether they won that T20I series or lost it, because what is it that you're going to achieve? Is it not part of any WTC cycle as such? So if you had that kind of outlook, there were issues in that T20I series, whether that was the form of Hardik Pandya or whether other issues that were cropping up. But those issues were to be dealt with or to be criticized separately. It had no bearing, like I didn't care you won the series or not. The problem is Hardik was out of form. So that's one issue that you've had, and you had to address that and various other issues that we did it. The result didn't matter. So now I have to take the same yardstick in this. For me, it doesn't quite matter whether you're winning this series versus Ireland or losing this series. Again, the series result doesn't matter. What I've been keen on watching, and why I watch this series with a very keen eye, is because of these individual players and what they can offer. What was the issue with West Indies? Again, as I said, doesn't matter you won or lost. The issue was, did you show that you're doing something new?
No.
In terms of your template and
No,
T20, none of that was visible. That was the issue. If you played that issue because your previous T20 World Cups, you said that you were behind the curve, you're behind what everyone is doing. So if you show me that you are trying to be that team or trying to get ahead of the curve, and in an attempt to do that fail and lose that series, okay. But you were not doing that in West Indies. Now, if you're doing that and you lose Ireland, okay, doesn't matter. I'm not also going to care about what the ranking is, where one team is. Again, my view, Siddharth has a point that what if you had lost that? But why I'm defending that is I don't care if you win or lose. For me, what matters is, am I seeing a new template? Am I seeing the guys who can be a future of your T20 team in 7 months' time? And Yashaswi is showing me that he can be that guy
Yeah.
in 7 months' time.
I mean, see, in the previous era, it was the process. Now it is the template.
But show me the change in the template.
It will take a lot of time.
But then you'll need to have
It
guys
doesn't
like
necessarily take that much time also.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, again, I'll go back to the same, I've beaten the horse enough, but fine. England, 2015, another knocked out in the group stages itself. 2016, made it to the World T20 final. 2019, won the World Cup. Doesn't take that much time. You need buy-in.
Yeah, I mean, see, everybody has to buy into that philosophy, but here in India, we are weighed down by the fear of failure. That's the
That
problem.
is what you need to eliminate.
That
is what
takes
you need
time.
to eliminate. No,
That takes time.
It needs one or two strong-headed individuals at the top.
And I
That's
agree that if it takes time, the time is not the change in the mindset. The time is to be successful. To
Correct.
be successful in it might take time.
Exactly.
But for you to be successful in that, you have to start doing it. No?
On a consistent basis.
And the thing about template is that it's a template when you do it for, I don't know, 6 months.
A year.
If you like lose 2 series and then you're like, oh no, we need to play, I don't know, situational
Aggression.
then that's just cricket. Situational
Can't happen in
that's normal
India.
cricket.
I'll tell you why. In that England team, how many players got rotated and workload management in and out? How many players? Hardly none. What is the situation in India? For every particular series, workload management. We have to rest and rotate. How will you then fix upon that template then, if you are not playing with the core?
Specialists, na? Format specialists. We don't have
Actually, they have a lot of players who are not necessarily all format players.
that. Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
That's why they don't have that problem of wanting to.
In fact, even look at their current team. How many are all format players? Maybe 3 or 4 at max. At max.
I don't think anybody are.
Chris Wokes, all format. He's all format for sure. He was part of the T20 side.
Wood.
Test. Wood is another. Beyond that, who? Adil Rashid is not there. Doesn't play
Not
red
there.
ball
Butler
cricket for
doesn't.
them. Neither does Butler. Neither does, for that matter, Moeen Ali.
Maybe Stokes.
Besto is the only one. Even Stokes, by the
Now
way,
he's back in ODIs.
Yeah, but even he'll trust me, he'll win them another World Cup and retire again.
But he's playing all formats.
He is
Now,
As of now.
yeah.
As of now.
As of now.
But even there, see, he's playing as a specialist bat. He's not gonna. He's
He's not gonna
still
bowl.
dodgy.
Yeah, he's not going to bowl.
But see, not that many. In a squad of 15, if you have 4 or 5 who you can count, rest are all. Brook would have been another. He's not part of the ODI squad.
No, because I think Brook is the case study when you look at the baseball approach. Because look,
Oh, Besto too, for that matter.
no, Bairstow has been consistent. It's not like he started off like a train and then withered away. Brook started off like a train, but then you saw how his weaknesses were exploited
But that
in
was
the
expected.
IPL.
He's very young. He's still very young.
So, but he is the face of baseball. He and Zach Crawley.
I would say Ben Stokes is the face of baseball.
Ben Stokes, yeah, we always knew, but among the youngsters who are driving this forward, like
Zach Crawley, yeah, definitely.
Zach Crawley, and also if you look at it,
Joe Root.
Joe Root, see, he's a veteran. He was molded his game in that way.
But still, to go from a classical test batsman to playing reverse ramps.
Although the criticism that came his way when he played that against New Zealand, that was immense criticism.
And he weathered that.
He weathered that, yep.
He said, no, I'll keep playing this way and script him results.
Yep. That's
I
the
can see the Indian players warming up. A lot of them that we will be looking forward to soon. The batters are going to be out. It was a rare failure for Tilak Varma.
Yeah.
And why I say important game, because out of all the guys on the periphery that we were talking about,
Yeah.
not Jasprit Bumrah, who you are certain to see in
Yeah.
the squad that gets picked for Asia Cup tomorrow, the ones on the periphery, I think the next in line, the one who's spoken about the most, is Tilak Varma. Personally, I've not been in favor of fast tracking him suddenly
Yeah.
to
No.
the ODI setup, but now he has a banking of a lot of very big names. Recent is Saurav Ganguly, who's come out and said that look at Tilak Varma coming in. If he is going to be backed by someone like a Saurav Ganguly, and he's had earlier, there were a few other players that came out. Pragyan Oja was one of
Pragyan Oja
them,
also, yes.
and a few others. I'm not recollecting all of them, who came and said that listen, let's have Tilak Varma fast tracked into. Did Ravi Shastri also say that? Ravi
Yeah,
Shastri-
he did.
Yeah, Ravi Shastri also mentioned because he said let's have a lot of
Left-handers.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now with such big names backing him, I don't think that his name will not come up for selection. I'm 100% sure that when the meeting happens tomorrow, when all the selectors are sitting, 4 selectors, 5th one joining them on video conferencing, alongside the coach and the captain, his name will definitely come up for discussion.
Yep.
Whether he gets picked or not, whether there are more selectors like me who think, no, hold on, he's a good kid, he will, do really well going forward.
Give him time.
Give him time.
He
Or
won the
whether
AB
they
de
are-
Villiers match.
or whether there are other selectors who are more like Saurav Ganguly, Ravi Shastri, and so on and so forth, then there's a good chance that he comes in, because when we made our likely 11 video, when Siddharth and I did it about a couple of hours ago, we did realize that there was this one particular slot that could open up where you would need a backup for a backup. So we kind of filled in all middle order positions, including a KL, including a Shreyas Iyer, including a Surya Kumar Yadav, and a Ishan Kishan. All of them we are filling in. Yet we thought that there was a slot where you could get in a batter. So if that happens, you're going to look at a batter. Who else can you look at other than Tilak?
Tilak Varma.
Unless you go with, then as I said, a Yashasvi.
Yashasvi.
He's the other option. Or a Dube,
Shivam Dubey. Yes.
because Dube will give you some bowling. He
Yeah.
bowled that one over. At
With a
100
much
and-
changed action, I mean.
Was it?
Yeah. So previously he used to have Zahir Khan's leap with the speed of Shivam Dubey. Now he doesn't leap as much.
Speed of Saurav, you could say.
No, Saurabh was at times faster.
No.
It was more like
Saurav
Harmeet
was in
Singh.
120s.
Yeah, Shivam Dubey is the same.
When
Same.
I said Saurav,
Dada got plenty of wickets.
Dada could really swing.
Swing.
Ah.
I mean, the way how he strangled.
Yeah, he's never quick.
He isn't quick. That's why he's getting so much swing. That's the only.
So you know that fast bowling thing, in that session with Sachin,
Yeah.
he was asked, will you become a
fast bowler.
No, will you become a BCCI president? Because Saurav Ganguly, now Roger Bill. He said, I can't because I'm not a fast bowler. Saying that Saurav and Bini was, and I'm not. I mentioned this to Saurav in the
Yeah.
interview that I did with him. I said that, Sachin, we interviewed him in the session. We asked him that, will you become? So he said, I'm not a fast bowler because Bini and Saurav was so here. So he said, I'm happy. At least he considered me a fast bowler.
I mean, he would get banana swing, Dada. Because
Toronto.
And also against Ponting, remember Sydney?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, Toronto 97. It was
Toronto
Ganguly's
was
series.
Ganguly.
Yeah, with the bat and with the ball.
That one series, by the way, earned him the reputation forever as being a man with a golden arm.
Yeah.
To the point where every time ODI is not getting a wicket, he'd bring himself on.
Yeah, but I think Ganguly hijacked one bowler's glory at that particular time. Devashish Mohanty.
Oh yeah.
Mohanty used to trouble Anwar and Afridi to no end.
Swing, banana swing.
Yeah.
Coming back to the team, we get carried away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gargi wonders what we're
Who are we
talking
talking about?
about. Gayatri.
She wonders what is 1997.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, so coming back to the team, no, again, no chance of Shivam Dubey and so on and so forth. We're just mentioning options. I think if they do look at a backup batter, whether it's an opener or a middle order, because even if you're a natural opener, you may be pushed to a middle order. And I think Tilak will be that first guy you'll talk about. And maybe then a Yashasvi, but again, Yashasvi I think still not so much in favour as Tilak, because Tilak being a natural middle order batter.
Yeah.
And I think top order you already have a Rohit, Shubman and a backup as Ishan. It's going to be very tough. So most likely Tilak is getting a lot of backing from players. And anyway, you're not looking at the 11. You're looking at somebody who's like a backup of a backup. So he could be, which is why, this series also becomes important. There's one last game before you sit, and sometimes, in a different format, those last innings make a difference. Prasidh Krishna is that other name in that selection. I still didn't think he'll make it, because 4 fast bowlers and a Hardik 5 in a 17-member squad is enough for me. But because of the tendency of Indian fast bowlers picking up injury, Siddharth was very worried and said, no, I want a 6th fast bowler also.
Who recently recovered from a very long term injury.
So he went with Prasidh, but were you guys impressed with Prasidh? He'll again, as I said, this is another game for him to showcase his talent.
Yeah.
He picked up those wickets, but he was also expensive.
It was the Prasad Krishna experience. He tends to go for a few runs in the death. Not a good death bowler for me. Better off suited either early or middle overs. Because again, he doesn't tend to have a good enough yorker to be troublesome in the
Who
death.
bowl in the death? Shami, you want at the start. You want Prasid to bowl
Yeah,
at the
Bumrah
start.
for the death. Bumrah for the death.
Poor guy. What all will do?
I know, but that's the unfortunate thing. Otherwise, if you had Siraj,
Same
but
with Shardul also not so much death.
no, Shardul, no, the death will be the death of him and the team.
Yeah.
No.
So
No, I love Shardul Thakur, but he cannot be a death bowler.
You are, if you want to explore your bowling options as far as power play and death is concerned, you have to pick Siraj. There is no other way that Bumrah will alone manage the workload.
Maybe if we hadn't, messed up with Arshdeep's.
Arshdeep is not even a.
We could have had a good, death bowler alongside Jasprit Bumrah.
I mean,
To
that's
be
the
fair,
problem.
you brought him in as a death bowler last year. He
Yeah.
somehow became a power play bowler.
Power play bowler. I
He was
mean,
doing well as well.
role clarity's changed.
Oh, not just that. It happens the other way also. You brought in Mukesh, who's known to be a swing bowler.
by the way, we didn't discuss Mukesh. No chance.
In fact, a lot of these guys, Mukesh included, are all part
But
of the
even I
Asian
think,
games also.
Mukesh is Asian Games, na?
No, for that matter, Washington Sundar is too. So,
Washington we spoke about because Siddharth insists an off spinner is needed and he was
No.
pitching in for Ashwin.
Huh?
I
Of
said if
course.
Ashwin is there, why not Sundar?
Sundar is probably a better bat. Plus gives you a left-hander.
That's what I was saying.
Argued that here.
That's what I was saying. Let's take a few questions.
But Ash,
Please, can you-
I like Akash Bhardwaj one. He's
Okay.
saying if you're going to the PC, please ask why Ashwin comes before every World Cup ahead of UC.
I will ask. Akash, thank you. I will go to the PC and ask that. Okay, noted.
Yep.
Your point taken, Akash. Okay. What else? Just go up a bit. Okay. A right experiment says if we give regular chances to Sanju Samson all the matches of Asia Cup plus Australia series plus we have a longer World Cup, he will get his prime form back. Also better wicket keeper than KL on spin track. Right experiments. As much as you are an advocate of experiments, I think Indian team will have to go away from experiments and dare I say Sanju may not make the cut.
Yeah.
One, because KL is coming back for the Asia Cup.
Yep.
That's pretty much certain. Two, your backup is Ishan Kishan who's
Kishan.
gone ahead. And now you've had someone like a Ravi Shastri come and say that why do you even need a backup wicket keeper? Just carry one.
Keep the
And-
others in the backups.
Yeah, and if need be, it's happening here at home. You can always
Yeah.
get a replacement
Yeah.
because of an injury. So if that is happening, I find it very tough that Sanju makes it. But never say never. Anybody who thinks he does make it.
Sanju seems very unlikely now, very. But especially when you're getting news constantly that KL is able to keep fine, he's batting well, no problems. Yeah, I think Sanju's out
It's
now.
not that Sanju isn't good enough. It's just that other batters in the same position, other players in the same position are doing better than him.
Yeah.
Again, as I said, Sanju got few games.
Needs to
Yeah.
blow the door.
Between T20 and ODI. Again, 280s or 60 and 30 balls, sort of a knock in T20, another 80 or 40, something like that. Two knocks would have changed it. But he didn't do
Thing
it.
is, yeah, Sanju Samson just didn't get a rope, he got a thread. That's it.
No, but see, sometime when you're in the periphery, not really part of that inner circle, you will
Yeah.
only get a threat. You
See,
will make most
two
of it.
things.
Such is life, my friend.
Two things worked against Sanju Samson. One, that injury.
Exactly. That I would say is the bigger problem because last year he was killing it in ODI. He's averaging 55 odd
Yeah.
at number 5. If he didn't get injured at that one time and KL hadn't dropped down to 5,
Yeah,
then I think Sanju would have 100% been regardless of form.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
back then he would have gotten a longer.
And the problem which compounded for Sanju was that Ishan scored that double 100 when he himself was not getting chances. He played only about 5 or 6 in that 3-month period. What chance would Sanju get?
Exactly.
You're comparing a sample size of 2. In the entire 2023 period, he played only 3 ODIs. Ishan played 7. And he capitalized even in the
Saraj?
West Indies series also.
No changes to the 11. India bowling, something.
Here you go.
This thing. Thank you, Pavan. Very kind of you.
Here you
Slowly I will- No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Stay awake.
Okay.
Just gonna take a couple more questions. Donald Trump Cricket is saying, I'm enjoying the shows on past World Cups.
Yep.
Thank you so much. He wants me to give regards to Rajdeep. I will do that for you, Donald Trump Cricket. If you guys haven't checked out our World Cup Rewind,
Yeah.
Full story of each World Cup starting from '83. Do check it out. It's up on Sports Today.
2003, when you all started, it was very painful for me.
You saw it? Saw the
Yes,
episode?
yes. 2003 when they started, because Rajdeep sir used the South Africa rugby team example. Oh God, that was a pain to watch, because as an All Blacks fan,
Big rugby fan, I must say.
I was really, and I consider, I mean, no offenses to anybody, but I consider Invictus a total propaganda film. Yes.
What? I've
Did
seen the
they ever
That's what
focus?
India- what was it?
Did they focus on the fact that the All Blacks team played that final?
Hey, it's about South
No.
Africa. Why will they focus on all this?
The team was poisoned. Food poisoning. The entire team was laid low by food poisoning. Only the All Blacks. The South Africans.
Oh, fine.
But maybe it was not done on purpose.
No.
It's
Nah.
a bit sus.
When
Yeah, so many teams come to India, get Delhi belly and so.
Yeah, that's because
Throughout
of
the
conditioning, you know?
tournament,
Yeah,
I was
Africa also happens to these
Nah,
European
that's
teams
true.
and
Their food is nice and bland.
no. Throughout the tournament, they were fine. Just on the eve of the final, on the eve.
Did they go out and eat
stop
something?
looking for conspiracy theories, please. Just because you're an All Black fan,
As an All Blacks fan, that is the darkest day ever. The Springboks winning, because you have to understand the history of rugby as to how the Springboks domination was based upon very forged refereeing. It was fixed refereeing. I mean, they were under pressure from the apartheid
Good
government.
episode.
Thank God we're a cricket channel.
yeah.
I mean, see, my real World Cup actually,
You get the point.
my real World Cup begins in September.
Which is?
The Rugby World Cup begins, no? In Paris.
You do a lot of those videos on Sports Today.
Of course.
Meg Dhanju, what is he saying?
Meg Danjo from Australia saying, do you guys feel same way that few Indian players who have captaincy aspirations, they don't play like a player under Rohit, as Pakistan players play under Babar?
Mehak.
What does that mean?
He is
It's a very
saying
convoluted,
No,
yeah.
it's not. What he is saying, typically, that players who are aspiring to be next captain,
Yeah.
that could be a Jasprit Bumrah, or could be a Hardik Pandya, and Shreyas Iyer, or whoever else you look at, people who are looked at. He says that under Rohit, they're purposely not performing at the best of their ability so that he doesn't stay captain for very long and they get a chance. And that's a very far-fetched idea.
No.
it doesn't.
But that harms their own chances also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't, in this cutthroat world where every position you have to fight for,
Underperform.
really
No.
be and
Underperforming on purpose.
and I mean, I'm just saying, do you know, captaincy is all secondary. Just to be part of a winning team like a World Cup and so on and so forth does so much to your career that even if you were to become a captain later and win nothing, will never match up.
Exactly.
So I'm sure everyone realizes that sometime on the outside, when you see a player not doing well, such crazy ideas do come into your mind. But let me assure you, it's far away from
Yep.
the truth. Nobody would ever do that. That's
Yeah.
you actually questioning their commitment to the game.
Exactly. Mr. Shaker from the US, morning all. For your information, Jaiswal was out on 24 of 23 balls with a strike rate of 104 with 6 runs of 20 balls. Please don't be blind. Criticize when needed, even if it's for one game.
No, well, you're not getting my point. Those weren't the conditions for him to be batting at a 200 strike rate.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was the intent that he had. He could have very well bided his time, played because overcast conditions, green pitch, was never going to be that. He started off slow, was behind a runner ball, but later said, no, let me go all out attacking. He could very well have played test style cricket,
No, I mean, and
which
credit-
is done in test matches.
Yeah, and
So-
credit to the Irish, Adair and Craig Young were really bowling well.
Young especially.
Especially Adair, no, the way how he troubled him with that short ball, he got hit on the arm also, I think.
Jaiswal,
Yashasvi
yes.
Jaiswal.
Twice.
Yes. So conditions, actually it was spongy bounce, so you couldn't get your timing right also. But I only criticized Jaiswal for the shot that he played. I can understand if he was beaten by a peach of a delivery. I'm not criticizing Tilak Varma. That was a very unlucky dismissal, strangled down the leg side. But Jaiswal, in those situations with the rain approaching, not needed.
He should have just left the ball.
I mean, you could have just played according to the shot that is there. I mean, left the ball, you would have still not lost. You would have still not lost if you had left the ball.
And you still didn't lose, so it's okay.
But by 2 runs,
So doesn't matter.
fine margins.
Though England won a World Cup by boundary count, they still celebrate it.
I know.
We'll never hear the end of this.
Yeah.
Happy wants to know who is this girl, please.
Introduce
Her name is
yourself.
Gayatri.
No.
Okay, tell your name.
My name is Gargi. Hi.
Hello,
Also
happy
known as
birthday.
Gayatri.
Yep.
Because you guys say it. Huh?
Hmm.
Her name is Gargi.
Yes. Cricket is religion. World Cup without Ashwin would be a disaster. Get him back, please. Of
I'll
course.
amend his statement. World Cup with Ashwin would be a disaster. Don't get him back, please. You're throwing your entire team composition off whack again. It's like you learned nothing.
But that was T20 World Cup.
Exactly.
How much better is he in ODIs now? Come on. In tests where you're supposed to play him, WTC final, you'll keep him on
So
the
this
bench.
is prashchit what they're going to do with the Indian team. Okay, we left you for the World Test, come for the World Cup. That's going to happen.
So-
it's coming. It's coming. Ashwin is coming back.
Then it's not coming home here also.
That's a different matter altogether.
No, I feel that it will be, see again, Ashwin, very unfair what you did with him at WTC final
course.
and a few other test series. But it's going to be very unfair that you again paratroop him suddenly in ODI setup. If he is part of your ODI setup, continue to play him all series. No?
How long? When was
He's
the
done
last
it
time he played
before.
in ODI?
But you have
South Africa.
chances to play now. You should have now just Asia Cup, which is just a warm up to the World Cup. I mean, I don't know. If the team thinks, and as I said, if you're looking at an off spinner, then why not look at someone like a Washington who will give you better batting there and some batting there. Look at that.
But Ash Anna, he will definitely come.
But if he comes, one thing we can assure you that you'll get to know of that news on Sports Today before Ashwin's own YouTube channel.
If he comes in, Kuldeep also will be wondering who he offended in his past lives. Finally gets a consistent run, solidifies
No,
the
but
first
11
spinner.
Kuldeep has to start.
Yeah.
Of course he has to
Why
start.
did they drop Kuldeep again?
Not out of the realm of
See,
possibility.
Chahal was your leading wicket taker in 2019 in the World Cup for India. You didn't play him.
Exactly.
You didn't play him in 2021 when he topped the IPL charts. Didn't play him in 2022 when he again topped the IPL charts.
He didn't top it, but
Yeah, he was one of the top.
one of the top.
One
yeah.
of the top.
Actually, no, he beat one Indu. Yes,
Yeah.
he beat one Indu.
Did Ashwin talk about his inclusion in his YouTube channel?
No. He's a very, down to earth guy. Yeah. He will,
Is there,
so he will not do his own tarif and his
he doesn't have to do
inclusion.
tarif, he can be.
No.
What do you mean he doesn't do
There
his
are a
own
lot of
thing?
times when there are rumors about him, then he comes out and says, listen,
Not true.
not true.
See, in Shane's words, he's a thinking cricketer. He will think what he wants to
Tell me,
speak.
but just on that subject of thinking cricketer, which cricketer is not thinking, by the way? Tell me.
Yeah, exactly. I've never
Like when a
understood
batter is batting, whoever he is thinking, now, what do I have to do? How do I have to play that ball? Any bowler bowling is thinking.
Mark
the
Nicholas-
thought process can be different. For different
you're all
people.
thinking.
But everyone's thinking.
Mark Nicholas called the West Indies team brainless in 2016, remember?
Ashwin thinks and also speaks on his YouTube channel.
Of course.
Others
the
also
difference.
thinking.
Yeah.
Every cricketer is a thinking cricketer.
Ah.
They were thinking cricketers. That's how they made it at the international level.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Ashwin's YouTube channel is a treat. So,
Yeah, well, I don't understand, but I
Exactly.
do read subtitles.
yeah. In the words, I'm trying to improve my own vocabulary by listening to Ashwin. So, that's the reason.
Okay. Game starting. Any picks for how much India get?
170 and India winning it.
Oh, nice one.
168. I think India will win it. I think the bowling will stand out again.
Yep.
182 India win.
Wow.
Bumrah taking 3 wickets.
What do I do? They all got 170, 180.
210.
Can be 225. The last
I'm going up
T20I.
because you've taken the safer options, all of you. I have to go higher. I'll go 190 then.
Yeah. And India winning.
That is-
Bumrah, how much? I'm saying he's taking 3 wickets today.
Even I'm going with 3.
I will get 2 again.
Yep.
All I want is to see Rinku Singh back today somehow.
Yeah. me
Okay,
too.
I just want to see
But that
Rinku
would
Singh back.
require a lot of wickets.
No problem. Bat aggressively and get out. No one will criticize.
Sanju.
Except Siddharth.
Sanju.
Okay, see you. Mid innings, Nikhil says Ash
Matana.
Matana.
Like Ash Anna.
Anna, match mat Anna.
Unreal hate. yaar. Unreal
That's
hate.
a thinking watcher.
Yeah.
As opposed to the others.
As opposed to the other.
Ashwin at this point is like the, what do you call, border two. No one's asked for it, you're getting it anyway.
But they've now said there is no border to.
No,
It's a
I-
statement that's come.
Really?
There is.
Oh, thank God.
Today,
Some better sense prevails.
Sandyol's camp. has
Yeah.
issued a
What was the promotion about?
That's Gadar too.
Oh,
How old were you when Gadar first released?
when was it?
2000.
2001.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, it's released the same time as Lagan. Na?
Ah, right here. Yeah.
Yep. Lagan and Gadar.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you.